Hey guys, welcome back to Forward Drive's Life. Today we're testing the SetPower portable fridge. SetPower is kind enough to send me this PT30 unit to test. We're going to measure several things. First is the power consumption. I'm going to keep the fridge running for 48 hours, cooling 20 bottles of water from room temperature around 65 degrees Fahrenheit down to preset 30 degrees. And I'm going to test that in max mode to see how much energy it consumes, and also to measure how long it will take for the fridge to drop the temperature. I'm also going to measure the noise level it produces at max setting. Lastly, I'm going to measure the OI index, which means the outer dimension volume divided by the inner dimension volume. This is to show how efficient the fridge is in terms of designing the fridge to maximize the interior space, or to minimize the exterior volume to save you precious space in your car. Alright, so let's see the result of the SetPower PT30 fridge. So this Wi-Fi thermometer is measuring it from time 0 all the way to almost 2.5 days. However, I'm only going to show you the first 2 days here. Alright, so at day 0, it was at 65.48 degrees Fahrenheit, room temperature, with all 20 bottles of water. And then it's starting to chill the water all the way down to, I set it at 30, however, this fridge is only going down to 39 degrees Fahrenheit. I've tested other fridges, some of them only goes up to like 35 or 37 when set as 30. So it's not a true 30 degrees Fahrenheit. However, the benefit of the doubt would be I didn't calibrate the thermometer to be as scientific or as accurate as possible. I just took it out of the box and started measuring. At least we know the delta, right? 65, 39, it's like 26, 27 Fahrenheit changes for 20 bottles of water. It's pretty good in my opinion. And then I've also measured the energy consumed. The first 24 hours, it consumed 439 watt hour of energy. Although keep in mind that I'm using a 120 volt inverter, 120 volt to 12 volt inverter on the power station so that I can accurately measure the power consumed out of that plug. However, there's probably like a 80% efficiency of the inverter. The actual usage is a little less than that. And then for day 2, it's only used 217 watt hours because it took a lot of energy to chill the water down to temperature, and then much less to maintain it at lower temperature. So that shows you that it's very important to pre-chill your fridge and your stuff that you plan to put in the fridge before you go on to the trip. I'm gonna do the same thing for every fridge I test, and then I can do an overlay on the same graph for each fridge so that you have a very straightforward impression or comparison of how the fridge performs. Alright, so now we talk about the OI index. I've done the measurement and calculation of it, so I'm not going to show you when I read it up, but I'm going to show you how I got to this number. So I measure the external volume, right? The width is 15 inches, the total length is 25.5, the height is 13.75. So the total volume is calculated to be 5259.375 inches, cubic inches. And now there's 2 compartments, right? You can't really remove this divider in the middle for this fridge. So I did 2 measurements. I measured the volume here of compartment 1 by using the height 10, the width internal, actually measured width 11.75, and then the internal distance between these 2 walls, 575. So I got the volume for that is 675-ish cubic inch. For the volume of the second compartment, I'm trying to use the entire volume here, and then minus the volume here taken by the compressor. So I took the measurement, 11.75 is still the same with the width of the internal compartment, times 10 is the height, which is still the same, times 12.625, which is from here to here. So the volume of that minus the volume of this part right here, which is 4.25, which is the length here, 6625, which is the height here, and then the width is also 11.75 right here. So I got 1152.60 cubic inches for this L-shaped volume. And then I add them up, which is the usable volume, to be 1828.2266 cubic inches. Then I use the total volume divided by this to get the 2.87, which is the OI index. This is a pretty good number. in my opinion, because I've tested other fridges and one of the fridges kind of chunky and it got over 3. This is 2.87. That means it doesn't take as much space on the outside as other fridges. The Pro will be, you have an easier time fitting it into your car, whether on your passenger seat or in the back seat, right? The only con I could think of with a smaller number, or the other side of the story being too small, is that the thinner wall may not provide as much of an insulation. However, the power consumption is still measured here. It's pretty efficient at lower range. So if you're planning to put your fridge inside of your car or sleep right next to it, or somewhere indoor or inside of a tent, the noise level may be important to you, which is why I'm measuring the noise level of the compressor here, fridge at the maximum setting, and then when the compressor is running, it's measuring about 45.6 decibel, or between 45 to 46, which is consistent with other fridges I've tested. So all in all, this is a pretty good little fridge. It's on the smaller side, however, that may be exactly what someone's looking for. It has 2 compartments. You can set fridge or freezer for either one of them, so it's very flexible there. I'll say if you're just 1 or 2 people traveling, this is going to be a very good option for you due to the smaller size and relatively efficient energy consumption. Alright, thank you guys for watching. Happy holidays.